let's talk about the book When All the World Sleeps by Lisa Henry and J.A. Rock. So this book is set in very small town South Carolina, and we follow two individuals, Daniel Whitlock and Joe Bellman, or Bell. Daniel has a very severe form of sleepwalking. He has had it since he was a young child. He is doing things while he is sleeping that he has no memory of doing. And to everyone around town, it seems as if he's awake, but nobody realizes that he's actually asleep. Some of the more innocuous things he's done, he has like painted his whole family's living room green. And he used to go to like a convenience store and get food and drinks while he was sleeping. Unfortunately, he also does some more serious things while he's sleeping, like looking through another boy's window, going to a local bar and hooking up with individuals. And most severely, he sets fire to an individual named Kenny Cooper's house and ends up killing Kenny Cooper. Now, during his trial, his defense team brings up this whole sleepwalking thing. He is basically let off with a very light sentence of, I believe, only about 8 months in prison and 3 years of probation. Due to this, the town that already thought he was weird already disliked him, one, due to the sleepwalking, and two, to the fact that he's gay, hate him even more. He becomes an absolute pariah in this town. Nobody wants him there. He is treated very cruelly by everyone in town, including his own family. So he basically has moved to a very small cabin right outside of town, and he locks himself up every night to basically try to stop himself from sleepwalking. Unfortunately, his sleepwalking self still manages to get out of these restraints a lot. So he is still kind of dealing with all of these consequences. Now, Bell is a cop in town. He has never believed this whole sleepwalking thing. He thinks, like everyone else, that there's something wrong with Daniel. He thinks that he's just like a meth head that, is doing crazy things. He does not believe Daniel's defense of sleepwalking. Until one night, some individuals, friends that were of Kenny Cooper, show up at Daniel's house and set his house on fire. Unfortunately, Daniel is restrained to his bed and he is unable to escape. Bell happens to be driving by, stops, and helps break Daniel basically out of his house. And he starts to realize that there may be more going on and there may be more truth to Daniel's sleepwalking than he really thought. So Daniel just breaks my heart. The whole book. I just, every time I was like, it can't get worse for this guy, something will come up and you're like, oh no, it actually can. So like his family never got him any help, never helped him out with his sleepwalking thing, and instead made him feel like it was his fault. His sister and even his college roommate would do things to make him feel like he was crazy. So like his sister at one point cut her hair and told her parents that Daniel did it when he was asleep. His college roommate like deleted a whole paper that he had and like wrote some other stuff on this paper and told Daniel like, oh, you woke up in the middle of the night and did it. So not only does he already feel crazy because he is doing things in his sleep that he has no memory of, but he has people around him who are like exacerbating this. On top of this, he, has a very large trauma that he's dealing with. Kenny Cooper, prior to his death, beat the ever-living shit out of Daniel and actually hospitalized him. So he has a lot of trauma and PTSD from that he's never gotten help with. Some things that happened to him in prison that he still doesn't know if it actually happened or if he dreamt it. On top of this, just Kenny Cooper's old friends have continually harassed him. They set his house on fire. They leave a pig head in front of his house. So this guy does not catch a break at all in this book. The relationship between Daniel and Belle, it slowly progresses. So it kind of just starts off with Belle basically being there and telling Daniel, I will sit here and watch you as you sleep to make sure you don't do anything. Because he realizes that Daniel's only getting like 3 hours of sleep a night, which is not healthy. So he originally starts off just agreeing to watch Daniel while he sleeps, to be there to protect him, to make sure he doesn't get out. Slowly but surely, this turns into more of a sexual relationship with more emotions kind of developing. Now, Belle also kind of faces his own issues with this town. One, he's not open. This is a very homophobic town. So he's not open. Nobody really knows he's gay. His family, once they kind of realize that there's this connection between him and Daniel, kind of just warn him that it's not going to go easy for you. Not only is this town incredibly homophobic, but you're dating literally the most hated person in this town. So he really struggles with this family dynamic of, he's got this close family that he loves, but he also have his feelings for Daniel. So how does he kind of reconcile these two things? So I will say this book does not end with the whole town coming together and realizing Daniel is not crazy and all of that. Doesn't happen. Very specific, very few specific people kind of start to realize that, there's more to Daniel. He's not this person that everyone has painted him to be. And I kind of love that. I love that, it's a slow progression of Belle's family getting a little bit more, closer to Daniel, really understanding him more. And then, of course, Daniel and Belle's relationship progressing further and them deciding that they want to kind of just start a life together and realizing that staying in their small, town is probably not where that's going to happen. If you are looking for a good small town, everyone hates one MC, high angst, hurt comfort, a misunderstood individual with a really good mental health rep, as well as a good conversation about a medical condition, this book is something you're going to really like. I happened to just randomly find this on a Reddit post of recommendations, decided I'd give it a shot, and it actually ended up being, it surpassed my expectations basically. So if you're really interested in any of those, I think you should check this book out.